Here's the goal, Rabbi Isai. We are going to, hopefully, I'm afraid to say, I'd like to finish a little bit early, so that Menachem is going to take over, and we'll try to push ahead maybe more than a daf. So then we'll have to do less on Shabbos, and we'll have more online. No, Avi, you don't like that plan? Whatever. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all a blur. It's all a blur. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shekol niyeh b'dvarai. Okay, here we go. I realized yesterday, I think, that my style in giving over is as I very much focus on the format and on the outline. And as soon as we have the format, so then the details and the particulars are a little bit less. What?
Macro and micro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little bit more into the macro, exactly. And get the basic picture and the outline. And as soon as we have the outline and the format of each daf and the amud, so then it's much easier to follow the flow than the ebb and the back and forth is much, much easier. So just to remind us, yesterday, because we were picking up in the middle, we're picking up on an Esvei, which is 3 lines down on Yutes Amud Aleph. One Yutes Amud Aleph, but what are we Esveiing? What are we Esveiing? So we're Esveiing like this. Rabbi Eliezer said the following din. Rabbi Eliezer said, if you were mafresh an oila, or korban oila, a nekeva, a female oila, which doesn't exist, we know oila is only male, and you were mafresh a female oila, and you said this female is going to be an oila, this kevis female is going to be an oila, and then she had a baby, a zachar, she had a baby boy, and now that boy is a male, right? It's proper male. So then Rabbi Eliezer said you could be makriv that baby as an oila, no problem. That's what he said. That's one halacha we learned. We asked a stira on Rabbi Eliezer. Okay, we asked a stira on Rabbi Eliezer from a brisa, and the brisa came and said the following thing: if you were makriv an asham, okay, and that asham, if you were makdish an asham, and then you made a temurah on that asham, with a female, which again you're not supposed to do because an asham also is only karev male, and that temurah had a baby, a vlad. So over there, Rabbi Eliezer, we would think, should say, no problem, you could be makriv the baby just the same, but he doesn't say that. Rabbi Eliezer comes along and says, you could use the damim of that baby, right? I mean, you have to wait, you're sheshtayim, and then get the money and use the damim of that baby for an asham. And the big question was why? Rabbi Eliezer, stick to your shita. If you hold that the baby of the nekeva of the oila is fine, then seemingly the baby of the nekeva of the asham should also be fine. And we brought 2 different answers. There was Rav Chizda's answers, and there was Rava's answer. Rava's answer was as follows. Rava said, well, there's a very significant difference with Daddy Kornbluth liked a lot. He thought it was a very interesting answer, right? It was a very unique style of answer. Is that Rava said, by oila, when you were makdish, the mother, the female mother, it has a shem oila on it. Thank you. Has a shem oila on it. Why? Because we find female oilas by birds, right? So when you said by the mother, that mother is going to be an oila, it was taifas something, and then when she had a baby, so you can be makriv the baby as an oila. Mashain came by an asham, when the mother, the temuras asham, there's no such thing as a female asham in any way, shape, or form. So there's no shame asham aleya. So now the baby can't take on the din of asham. That's what we said. Right? And therefore only the damim are karev, and you can't be karev the actual korban. Good? That's where we're picking up from. So what we have is according to Rava Beis.
Chris's answer? Not important for now?
Yeah, not important for now. Correct. Not important for now. Not important for now. Correct. Rav Chizda's answer is that, okay, fine, I'll tell you. Rav Chizda's answer was basically that Rabbi Eliezer was saying it according to you, according to you, Rabbanan, that hold ABC, then at least be moeded to me this. And they said, no, we're not moeded to you, okay? But he himself would say, you are a makriv. Okay, but be that as it may, to be very clear, according to Rava, Shitas Rabbi Eliezer is if the mother has a shame X, then the baby could be makriv as that shita, okay? Abaye takes issue with that concept.
Could be. Should be.
Should be is correct. You're right, should be. Okay, 3 lines from the top, Daf Yomi Amud Aleph. Eis ve'abaye, v'chi bai Rabbi Eliezer shem oila al imay. Is it really true that Rabbi Eliezer is mechayev us to have a shem oila an imo in order to be makriv the baby? Is that concept true? V'hatanya. we learned the brisa. This brisa has 4 different cases. We're going to ask a kasha from the seifa of the case, okay? From case number 3 and 4, okay? Not from 1 and 2. V'hatanya, hamafrish nekeva lepischai. Now, korban pesach also has to be male, not female. You are mafrish nevertheless on nekeva for his korban pesach. So what's the halacha? Tire achetistaev v'timacher v'yavi b'dmei pesach. Okay, so you have to wait till it gets a mum, then you get the money, and then you get a proper korban pesach, and you're makriv that. Okay, fine. Next case, Yalda. What happens if you were mafresh this korban pesach, and then she gave birth? She gave birth. Yalda. What do you do with the baby? Yire achetistaev v'yimacher v'yavi b'dam pesach. Okay, that's case 1. That's case 2. Even if it's a male, that's case 2. We'll get back to that. Very good. We'll get back to that. Case number 3. Nishtaira achar haPesach. What happens if you had a meiser haPesach? Meaning, you were makdish this female, for a korban Pesach, and it hasn't been Pesach yet, and then you said, oh yeah, I'm not really supposed to do that, and then you brought a different one as a korban Pesach, and now you have this leftover female for after Pesach. So that's called Nishtaira Achara Pesach. So what do you do with this animal?
Temurah, or you made another animal?
Not Temurah. You made another animal. You just brought another animal, separate.
Does the current Pesach become a
Shlamim, excellent. Nishtaira Achara Pesach, what happens? Tiraches Tistaev, V'yavi Bidmea, Shlamim. In Achanami, you bring it as a Shlamim. Case number 4. Yalda, Yire Ache Istaev, Veimacher v'yavi bedamav shlamim. Okay, and you bring bedamav shlamim. Now kicks in Rabbi Eliezer and says on this last case, Rabbi Eliezer Omer hu atzmai yikrav shlamim. In this last case, he himself you bring as a shlamim. Now that's very fascinating because the mother, she's called a pesach, a nishtaira haPesach. Yeah, and nevertheless, Rabbi Eliezer says you could bring it as a shlamim. That's a kasha. That's not Shem Imo Alav, right? Says the Gemara, "V'hahacha deleka Shem Shlamim Alimo." What's his mother called? A Pesach, Korban Pesach. V'amar Rabbi Eliezer Yikar Shlamim, and nevertheless Rabbi Eliezer says you're makriv as a Shlamim. So that's the kasha on Rava. And why do you say Rabbi Eliezer needs a Shem Imo Alav? Answers the Gemara, Amar Le Rava, Achar HaPesach Kamart. You're asking me from a case of after Pesach. Shiny achar Pesach, the moisar Pesach gufei karv shlamim. No, we just said the mother is called a shlamim, so to speak. It changes its name. Rashi says that after Pesach it changes its name. It was a Pesach, but now Pesach came and went. After Pesach it's called a shlamim. Let me ask you guys a question. Before Pesach, before Yud Daled Nisan, you're makdish a korban for Pesach, and then you decide you want to bring it before Yud Daled. What could you bring it as? A shlamim. Ask the Gemara, Ihachi niflagnami bereisha. What was our first case? Our first case was before Pesach. Before Pesach, we said you have to take the damim and you put it aside and use it for Korban Pesach. He should argue on the Sefer also, on the Reisha also, because in the Reisha, before Yudalid Nisan, it also has a Shem Shlamim on it. Amarlei in Achanami upligi. Yeah. So Rava is very, very consistent. And Rava sticks to his guns, and Rava says, Shitas Rabbi Eliezer. It has to have, the mother has to have a Shem Oila on it, or Shem Shlamim on it, and then you are makriv the child, like you would be makriv the mother, so to speak. Or even if you're not makriv the mother, because you can't, because she's in the keva, you are makriv the child. That's Rava, case closed. Okay? And we see the Gemara on Amud Beis is going to go with this shita. But Abai doesn't like it, and Abai sticks to his argument, and Abai says like this. Abai Amar, Loi pligi midi. No, there's no argument in the Reisha. He didn't argue Rabbi Eliezer. He only said something in the Seifa. Rabbi Eliezer has a totally different shita. What shita is Rabbi Eliezer? Rabbi Eliezer says, the Gmiri, here's his klal. Here's Rabbi Eliezer's klal. L'makam sheha moisar haylech, havlad haylech. Wherever the moisar would go, wherever the leftover animal would go, that's where the vlad goes. Okay? So for example, if you were makdish an oila, the female oila, yeah? And the child gives birth. So just like the mother has a shem oila on it, so then you could be makriv the child. By an asham, since the mother can't be carved as an asham, then the child can't be carved as an asham. So let's look at Pesach, says the Gemara. La'achar HaPesach, the Moiser Karev Shlamim, Vlad Nami Karev Shlamim. Aval Lifnei HaPesach, Ima Lemay Akdisha, Lidmei Pesach. So Vlad Nami, Lidmei Pesach. Okay, so then the child also should be for the damim of a Pesach and not for a Shlamim. Because right now the mother is set aside for a Korban Pesach. Okay. Mesav Arvuk Bar Chama. So now we're going to ask Kashas on Abaye. Mesav Arvuk Bar Chama. Umi Amrinan. Do we really say Midi'ime Lidmei Vlad Nami Lidmei? Do we really say that if the mother is going to has to go out now to pasture and we have to get the money and use the money for a certain korban, so now the child also follows suit? V'hatanya, we learned a brisa, another brisa. Hamafresh nekeva lepesach. If you're mafresh a korban pesach, a nekeva, which again you're not supposed to do, it can only be male, but you did it anyway. He v'vladoisea yiru ache yistavu v'yimachru v'yavi b'dmeim pesach. So that seems to be good. Problem is, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, who atzmo yikrav pesach. Yeah, Rabbi Eliezer kicks it.
Or the baby?
The baby, the Vlad. The Vlad, you're going to be makriv as a pesach. You just blew up Abaye's shita, right? Abaye said you follow the mother. Wherever the mother goes, the damim of the mother goes. That's where goes the damim of the child.
No,
Over here, Rabbi Eliezer. Well, Abaye and Rabbi Eliezer, correct. Exactly, very good. Abaye and Rabbi Eliezer, right? But over here, the mother goes to one place, and then Rabbi Eliezer comes along and says, "Hu atzmo yikrav pesach," but the baby you can makriv pesach. V'hahacha di'ime ledmei v'amar Rabbi Eliezer hu atzmo karav pesach v'lo mukminin lebeimei, and doesn't say follow whatever the mother does. Why not? So Amar Ravina, he answers for Abaye. Okay, what does he say? Amar Ravina, no, this Bryce is talking about b'mafresh behema muberes askinan. We're talking about here when you were mafresh this behema, this female, as a korban pesach. Yeah, she was already pregnant. And Rabbi Eliezer savar Rabbi Yochanan, and Rabbi Eliezer follows Rabbi Yochanan, the Amar that says, Im shiroi mishuyar, the uber lav yerchimohu. What does Rabbi Yochanan hold? If I decide that I want to be makdish just the mother and not the baby, and I say just the mother is kadosh and not the baby, says Rabbi Yochanan, no problem, that works. Why? Because uber lav yerech imo. Once I see uber lav yerchimo, meaning the mother and the baby are disconnected, then even if the baby is in the mother's stomach, listen carefully, then even if the baby is in the mother's stomach, and I'm makdish the mother, the baby is still a separate entity. So if I say, this whole animal, mother and baby is for korban pesach, so then the mother we know can't be, because it's female, right? So we're going to use it for damim. But the baby, if it's a boy, can be. Since the baby can be, so says Rabbi Eliezer, you makdish the baby as a Pesach. That's what the Gemara says.
That's for the pro-life advocates.
Exactly. Rabbi Eliezer Samar Rabbi Yochanan Damar Im Shir Mishur Duber Lav Yerchimu Ve'ima Hi Deloi Kacha Kedusha Saguf Aval Hi Kacha Amalei Marzushra Beredur of Mari Ravina. You know what? I'll give you a little bit of a raya for that. Hachinami Mistabra the Bebehema Muber Saskinan Midiktani. He vivladoisea shmamina. Since I say he vivladoisea, you see there was already vlad inside. So he was makdish everything together. The behema has its own separate, the vlad has its own separate entity, and you're makdish it. Very, very nice. Amud Aleph. We're making good time for you, Menachem? 7:30, Amud Beis. We'll knock this off in 10 minutes for you.
You start to tell a story or something.
No stories today.
A joke about how you grew up with the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Knock, knock. Okay. Amar Rabbi Yosi Rab Chanina. Amar Rabbi Yosi Rab Chanina. Okay, so Rabbi Yosi Rab Chanina comes along now, and this is a new point. Amar Rabbi Yosi Rab Chanina. Umoide Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer is Moda. B'mafresh nekeva le'asham. Okay, we have the case clear. It's mafresh nekeva le'asham. He can't do that. B'mafresh nekeva le'asham. De'ein b'na karev asham. That the child you don't bring as an asham. Asks the Gemara what you're all asking. Pshita, that's obvious. This is elementary to us. Says the Gemara, Ad kan lo kamer, why Pshita? Ad kan lo kamer Rabbi Eliezer el b'mafresh nekeva la'oila. De ika shem oila al imay. Right? This is going in Shitas Rava, right? Ika shem oila al imay. Aval gabe mafresh nekeva la'asham deleka shem asham al imoy afilu Rabbi Eliezer moed delakar vasham. But over here, the mother for sure doesn't have a shem asham. There's no such thing as a female asham. So if the mother doesn't have a shem asham, of course you can't be makriv the son as an asham. It doesn't have any power of an asham. Yeah. So what was Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Chanina's big chiddush that Rabbi Eliezer is moed by an asham that the child is not karev? Says the Gemara, Ilav the Ashminan, if Rabbi Yossi didn't tell us this, Havamina, then I might think, Taimad Rabbi Eliezer, La Mishum de Shem Oila al Imai, that Rabbi Eliezer's shita is not because of Shem Oila al Imai, Ela Mishum de Chazi Vlad Le'akrava. You might think, Vehanami Chazi Le'akrava, Kamash Malan. Meaning, you might think that Rabbi Eliezer's shita is so long that by the child you find that you could be makrivit as a korban, so then you could be makrivit, meaning by an oila, you are makdish the female as an oila. That you can't bring up as an oila, obviously. But the child, who's a male, you say, oh, you can do the male as a child. Nothing to do with the mother, but the male is a proper male oila. So I bring it up, no problem. So if that's the case, by an asham also, you might think Rabbi Eliezer holds so long that the child you could be makriv as that sort of animal, then great, let me be makriv that. So by the asham, you have a female asham, that you can't be makriv. But the child is a male asham. Why can't I be makriv that? You might think that shitas Rabbi Eliezer, Kamash Malan, comes along Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Chanina and tells you, no, it does have to follow the koach, the kedusha, the strength of the mother. The mother has to have a shem oila on it. Okay? Very good. Correct. And nothing to do with Ubalav Yachima. Correct. That was in Abaye's Shita and a Kashan. Fine. Irrelevant. Correct. Ihachi, if that's the case, Adamash Malandeim Bnakar Vasham Nishmeina Deim Bnakar Oilavu Adin Lasham. If that's the case, how come Rabbi Yossi didn't teach us a bigger chiddush? Say you have this female Nekeva Asham, you have this Nekeva Asham, and Rabbi Yossi come and say, by the way, the baby is not Karavan Oila. And if it's not Karvan Oila, it's certainly not Karvan Asham. Why isn't it Karvan Oila? Because even though I'm going to take the money of the mother and use it like Oila, still I'm not going to be makriv the child as an Oila. Kol Shekain, I can't be makriv as an Asham because it doesn't have. It says the Gemara, Iyashmi'in an Oila, Havamina Oila hu deloi karva. Delo aktashe le'ima kedushas Oila. We have to change. That's the gear so we're going to go with. Kedushas Oila. Aval Asham Ema Vlad Karev Asham, Kamash Malan. Okay, you might think, no, the reason I'm not makriv the child as an oila is because the mother doesn't have the name of an oila, but it has the name of an asham, so maybe you could be makriv the child as an asham, Kamash Malan. Fine. New Mishnah, wipe clean.
Easily do 2 blocks today.
We are easily doing 2 blot today. We're going to have Menachem take the mic in a minute. Okay. New sugya. If you got lost over there a little bit, we're going fresh. Here we go. Came at the right time. Mishnah Yitesam Beis says the Mishnah. Hamafrish nekeva le'asham. Okay, it's amazing that this is already pashatas these cases. I just want you to appreciate that because now I say that and you're all like, oh, okay, you can't do that obviously because it has to be a male. This is not stuff that we knew 2.5 weeks ago. So we're smack in the middle of Temurah, when Yitesam Beis, and we're reading it like we're big Talmidei Chachamim. I mean, you maybe are, yeah? But like we're big Talmidei Chachamim, like, yeah, of course you can't do that. Of course you can't. I mean, I think there's so many musagim and klalim that we're picking up, and we don't even realize that it just kind of like keep getting banged into our heads that, it's okay. Plug for the daf. Okay. Hamafrish nekeva la'asham. You mafrish nekeva la'asham. What do? Tire acha tistaev. Okay, so you have to wait, and then you use the monies of it for a korban asham. Ve'im karev ashamai, and if you already makriv a proper asham separately, now what do you do with this animal? Yiplu damav lenedava. So what do you do with the monies? Because I don't need it for an asham anymore. Yiplu damav lenedava. Reb Shimon omer timacher beloy mum. Okay. You could take this animal and you could sell it right away without a mum. Okay, so first we ask like this. Ask the Gemara. V'lama li tistaev timacher kevin de lachazil milsa hainu muma. Ask the Gemara a fascinating question. A question we never thought. you were makdish a female animal as an asham. You can't do that. And so we kept saying, well, wait till it gets a mum and then go be podeh. Ask the Gemara a very elementary question. Why do you have to wait till it gets a mum? It is an inherent mum. The fact that you made this animal, a nekeva animal, an asham, and you can't do that, there's no greater mum than that. That is a mum. Oh, 1 second. Yeah. No, hold on. Kevan dolachazir milsa hainu muma. That is the mum. Says the Gemara, Amar Yehuda Amar Rav. Hainu taima. The Amrinan, so Rav Yehuda Amar Rav comes here with a bomb. The Amrinan, migu de nachta le kdushas damim. Nachta nami kdushas haguf. Kdushas damim, for sure there is. You did something. You said something. You were mocked as something. So you wanted to say it's for the Mizbeach. So the Torah comes and says, can't be for the Mizbeach, there's a Kedushas Damim. Once comes a Kedushas Damim on it, that catches and now it becomes even a Kedushas Haguf as well. And once it becomes a Kedushas Haguf, it can't be a Kedushas Haguf to bring it to the Mizbeach, because it's a female, but it's enough a Kedushas Haguf that now you have to wait until it gets a mum. That's what Rav Yehuda Amar Rav says. Unbelievable. Amar Rava. Correct. It's a Kedushas Damim LaMizbeach, meaning it's not Bedek Habayis. Right. We made that chiluk a long time ago. There's Kedushas Damim that's called Bedek Habayis, and then there's Kedushas Damim LaMizbeach. You came and said, this is Kedushas Damim LaMizbeach. You can't do that. Kedushas Damim, it's Taifes. Now it goes Kedushas Haguf. Okay.
Saying this table I'm going to get to brings a
No, that's Bedek Habayis. That can't be brought up as a korban. That's not Shaykh. Okay, I hear. Amar Rava, Zois Omeres. If that's the case, then they would say the following also. Hikdish Zachar Lidamav, Kadosh Kedushas Haguf. That would mean that if you're Makdish a Zachar Lidamav for the Mizbeach, you say the damim of this Zachar is going to be la Mizbeach. Says Rava right away, the whole thing is Taifas, even a Kedushas Haguf. And that animal you have to bring up as a Kedushas Haguf. Itmar, Hitiz Zachar Lidamav, Rav Kahana Amar Kadosh Kedushas Haguf. Rava Amar Eino Kadosh Kedushas Haguf. He didn't agree with that. And then Hadar Bei Rava Lid Rav Kahana. Why? Midrav Yehuda Amar Rav. So we really follow this aside. If a person is makdish an animal, Kedushas Damim LaMizbeach. Yeah, not only did that Kedushas tell you don't just take the money and go find another animal, but it's nifshat, it spreads on the animal, and that animal itself is the animal that you bring up as a korban.
The difference between the two was that by the female, you said this is an ola, and since it could not be an ola, it's damim. But when you said that it's an ola, the kedusha of the ola comes on it. But if you just say to an animal, kedusha's damim, so who says that it's nifshat?
Well, you say kedusha, no, it's a kedushas damim for a certain animal.
But I'm saying, who said that it becomes kedusha's hakuf now? When you say by female, you said this is an ola. So even though it's not an ola,
you're saying, what if you just say kedushas damav lamizbeach? What animal do you bring it up as?
No, I'm saying that there's a difference between the two cases. One case is that kedusha's damim. You said this is kedusha's damim. And the first case you said it's an ola, even though it's the keva.
Yeah.
It's not roy for an ola, but you said this is an ola.
Right, but when you're saying kedushas damim,
so who says it works opposite? That when you say kedusha's damim, that just wait kedusha's haguf.
no, so it depends. Again,
Because when you're saying Ola, it's not an Ola because it can't be an Ola. So it's really just Damim that you're being messaged.
But you're saying ola though.
So what?
1 second. So I'll tell you again. When you're saying kedushas damim, we will ask you: are you referring to bedek habayis damim or mizbeach damim? Once you're saying mizbeach damim, once you're saying damim, if we're referring to mizbeach, it's going to go to the mizbeach. Now you're asking, which animal will you bring it? I don't know. Maybe it'll be a nedava. Maybe it'll be ketza mizbeach.
There's such thing as Dama in Mizbeach.
Huh?
Once you match the Dama, means the worth of this animal will go to Mizbeach. Meaning,
Yeah.
you sell them, with the money you buy another animal. It says Rabba, no. If you do that,
It's automatically mizbeach. That's the chiddush of Rabba.
I think we said this previously, that if you makish an animal, which is royal to be a korban, then this is a korban. You can't say, oh no, but I didn't want this animal, I want this animal to be sold for money.
That's exactly what it was.
Right. That's what Rav Yehuda Amarav is saying.
You can't be makish, right? You know, it's suited.
That is the chiddush of Rav Yehuda Amarav. Okay, let's keep moving. Reb Shimon said, "Timacher beloy mum." Yeah, so Reb Shimon said in the last case, if you already had your asham karev somewhere else, and now you have this asham over here, yiplu dam of linidava, Reb Shimon says, no, you're makrivit beloimum. Amar le Reb Chia bar Avin lo Reb Yochanan, migu denachtele kedusha stamin techus le nami kedusha saguf. Yeah, why doesn't it have a kedusha saguf? Amar le Reb Shimon le taimei damar. Reb Shimon follows his shita. What? Kol midi de lo chazi le legufei lo nachtele kedusha saguf. Reb Shimon holds no. So long that it itself, is not right to be brought up, then lo nachtele kedusha saguf. Detanya asham ben shana. Veheviu ben shtayim, or ben shtayim veheviu ben shana kshera. What's the case here? An asham, depending on the animal, has to be brought either at 1 year old. I think if it's a keves is 1 year old. Yeah, I remember.
Depending what kind of an asham you have to bring, that's the age of the...
Right. Depending on the asham. There's some ashamos, there's some korban ashams that you have to bring when they're 1 year old. There's some korban ashams you have to bring when the animal is 2 years old. Okay, now what if you mixed it up? You were chayiv to bring an asham when it was 1 year old, and you brought the animal 2 years old. Asham ben shana, v'yubiu ben shtayim, or the opposite. What if you were supposed to bring an asham that's chayiv to come from an animal that's 2 years old, ben shtayim, v'yubiu ben shana, and you brought it when it was 1 year old? Kshera, it's kasher, it's a good korban, but v'lo alu lebaylim l'shem chova. But you still have to bring another asham, meaning you weren't makriv iser, the korban is a good korban, but you weren't yotze yechiv yet. Reb Shimon amar kol atzman einan kedoshim. No, bichlal doesn't work. Yeah, so you see, according to Reb Shimon, because when that animal itself is not roi, so it's not nitfos on it, the kedusha. The kedusha seguf is not toifos on it, just like he says in the Mishnah, and that's why here in the Mishnah he says as well, timacher beloimum, you sell it right away because no kedusha came on this asham. You said nekeva asham. Since nekeva asham doesn't exist such a thing, so no kedusha is on it. Where do we see that from? From this price as well. Asham ben shana, you brought ben shtayim, or ben shtayim and you brought ben shana. Since you can't bring such a thing, says Reb Shimon, you didn't say anything. You said nothing at all.
It's a pretty strong, strange idea of Reb Shimon. Because at the end of the day, there is such a thing, genuine 2 year old ashams.
Correct. But so the Gemara is going to get into this. First, the Gemara asks from something else. First, the Gemara comes and says, "Wait a minute, Varay mechusar zman. What's a mechusar zman, Rabbi Sai?
Wait a minute.
You have to hold on. You have to wait 8 days. Exactly. Wait a minute. You have to wait 8 days before you bring a korban. A korban is born, says the Torah. You have to wait 8 days before you can bring it up as a korban. Ask the Gemara like this. Listen to this. Varay mechusar zman deloy chazi. So you just gave birth to this baby animal, okay, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days old. So it's not roy la'akrava. And you know Reb Shimon says, Reb Shimon, kadosh. Reb Shimon says it's kadosh. Yeah. Says
It's ready.
Says the Gemara, shayni mechusar zman dechazi lamachar. Tomorrow it's going to be ready. Since tomorrow it's going to be ready, it's in the realm of being ready. So what are you going to ask? You're going to ask, we just learned, hold on. Ihachi asham ben shtayim ve'viu ben shana hachazi l'shana. We just learned the Brisa. Said you had to bring a korban asham that's 2 years old. You brought it 1 year old. Reb Shimon said you didn't do anything. It's nothing. It was never Taifas Kedusha. Ask the Gemara, why not? It's going to be 2 years old tomorrow, in a week, in a year. So it's Roy also, no different than Mechusar Zman. It's going to be Roy. So that's not the reason of Reb Shimon. So we knocked that whole picture off. Ella, Hainu Taimad Reb Shimon be Mechusar Zman. You know what the reason is by Mechusar Zman that he says it's Kadosh? The Yalef Lei Mi Bechor. We have a special limit by Bechor. Kedetanya, Reb Shimon ben Yehuda Aimer, Mishum Reb Shimon. Mechusar Zman nichnas ladir leis aser, vareu ke Bechor. Ma Bechor Kadosh lifnei Zmanoi, v'karev la'achar Zmanoi. Af Mechusar Zman, Kadosh Lifnei Zmano, you could bring it in and count it as one of the 10, and it's Kadosh Lifnei Zmano, Verkarev La'achar Zmano. You wait and you bring it La'achar Zman. With that, we've got 15 minutes for either Amud Aleph or Amud Aleph Amud Beis, Daf Chaf.
You have to tag it.
Daf Chaf Amud Aleph. I'm handing off the baton. Here's the baton. Should we start a new one? Yeah, that's a good idea. So grab that. Gary, you want to set that up?
Okay, fasten your seatbelts.
There's a guy there with a radar gun.
I don't know.